Hey guys, welcome back, and today we have a new video. We are back with the comic book review. This is our season premiere of the comic book review. So welcome to season 4, which is nuts. I say it's nuts. And there's so far in PHI Games history and reviews history. So far, this actually has the most seasons of any other series I've ever done. So, very impressive. So, I'll talk more about this upcoming season later in the video, pretty much at the end. So, you know how I always start the video with the hottest comics according to Go Collect. And these are the hottest comics according, I go to collect at May 31st. No, May 30th, 2020, because I filmed these way ahead of time. So yeah. So number one, if you remember last basically last episode of the comic review, the finale, nothing much has changed. It's pretty much the exact same stuff, except some places it's changed. But pretty much comics we've all talked about before. So number one is this one once again. It's Amazing Spider-Man number 361, the first appearance of Carnage. Then, at number 2, you have Venom Lethal Protector number 1. It's the first Venom self-titled series. Then you have the Eternals number 1, first appearance of the Eternals. Marvel Secret Wars number 8, first appearance of the symbiote costume. The black costume that Spider-Man's wearing. And then we do actually have, then we have Amazing Spider-Man number 300, first full appearance of Venom. It was inked by Todd McFarlane in Spider-Man's 25th anniversary issue. Now we have a different one that's never been on here before. We have Ultimate Fallout number 4, the first appearance of Miles Morales. Then Spawn number 1, first appearance of Spawn, and then Amazing Spider-Man number 4, first appearance of Silk. Then Spider-Woman number 1, there's a new complete origin, and the mask is added. Amazing Spider, and number 10, we have Amazing Spider-Man 210, first appearance of Madam Web. Now in the Bronze Age. So, I'll tell you when we just switched, because I started adding numbers on all of them, and it just took too long. So I forget about it. So at number 1, we talked about this Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars number 8. Then we get the Amazing Spider-Man number 252. It's the first black suit in the regular series. Spider-Woman number 1. The Eternals number 1, and then She-Hulk number 1, origin of She-Hulk in the first appearance. We have Wolverine number 1 at number 6, first solo comic book series. And then we have Nova number 1, that's first appearance of Nova, and you also get the origin. Number 8, I actually do have this one. We have Star Wars number 1. It's the first issue to the comic series and its movie adaptation. So yes, I do have this one. So next, at number 9, we have the Amazing Spider-Man 129. And at number 10, it's we got Shazam. So, yeah, usually for some really odd reason, I don't know why everyone just goes for Marvel comics. It's probably because they're cheaper in a way. It's just, all the big DC comic books are old comic books, and they're expensive because, they're old, and it's like a first appearance kind of thing, so that makes it even more expensive. So then our Silver Age, we have Fantastic Four number 49. Number 2, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 50, the first appearance of the Kingpin. Then we have number 48, the first appearance of the Silver Surfer and Galactus. Then you have Iron Man #1, first issue of Iron Man titled series. Then you have Submariner #1, second self-titled series, and you also get the origin story. At #6, you have Marvel Superheroes #13, second appearance of Captain Marvel, first appearance of Carol Danvers, who would later become the new Captain Marvel after he dies, and the one that we all know from the movie today. And so this Captain Marvel, in the movie she was a girl, but in the comic she was a boy, and they're actually like a thing, kind of thing, boyfriend girlfriend kind of thing. But so he was, so thing Captain Marvel, but the only thing different in the movie was that they made her a girl, and they didn't have a thing going on. So yeah. Then you have Fantastic Four #52, first appearance of the Black Panther in the Negative Zone. And then at #8, you have Captain America 100, the first issue to Silver Age titled series, and the death of Franz Gruber. And then at #9, you have Thor 1. Whoops, I accidentally skipped one. I was looking at the wrong comic. Whoops. You have the first appearance of Vision, Avengers #57. And then at #10, you have the first appearance, Thor #10, the first appearance of him, or Adam Warlock, which I do actually have Warlock #1 from the 90s after the Infinity Gauntlet. I do have a Gauntlet. I do actually have that. And it's signed, I think, by the artist or something like that. So now here's our Golden Age. We have Black Knight #1. Batman #23, the Joker cover, Joker story in the classic black cover. Mad #1, first issue entitled series. Batman #3, first Catwoman in costume, first appearance of the Puppet Master. #13, Office Boy you have Superman #13, Office Boy becomes Jimmy Olsen. And at #6, we have Batman #67. Then #7, you have Superman #76. First Earth 1 Batman and Superman meeting a team up. So first team up of Superman and Batman. #8, the Chamber of the Chills magazine, #17. And then #9, you have Mad, #5. It's low distribution. And then at #10, you have Detective Comics #58, the first appearance of the Penguin. So that is all of the So that's all the top 10 comic books of most popular, Bronze, Silver, and Golden Age comics. That I always say this week, but then I realize I don't come out with comic book review every week. So for the next 2 weeks, this is what it is. I'm watching this series. So now, that was kind of like how we always start off the video. Now we get to the part 2 of the video, where we actually review some comic books. So how this works is, these are comic books that I recently read, or my mom's just recently read. And I say my mom because she buys me all my comic books, so I just thought it'd be kind of fair, because she buys them for me. I might as well have her read them, because I'm probably only going to read these like a handful of times in my whole life. So, I thought it's more fair. So, yeah. So, I always talk about them, and then then I kind of say how I like them. I use a 1 to 5 scale, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. 3 is like my happy medium. So don't get mad if a comic book that you really love gets a #3, that means to me it's okay. I didn't mind it. It's it's the happy medium. One is the worst, five being the best. And yeah. So the first one for today we have to kick off the new season, we have Captain America number 16. And so this season I don't really mind it. It's okay. It's right now the only Captain America series that's running, if I remember. And it actually replaced the old Captain America. So what do we mean by that was they rebooted it, but instead of keeping the numbers going, they left off. They just start over. So the last Captain America ended at issue number 704. So I'm assuming that's one that's been going on since the 1960s. So yeah. So they kind of got rid of that and started back at number 1. And what the kind like with I don't mind Marvel comics, but the thing is, you need to get every Marvel comic book to see what's going on. Like, I knew in one Captain America series I collected, they even said if you want to, if you want to get the full story, get these issues, and there was easily like 9 or 10 of them, and I'm like, jeez. So yeah, so that's kind of it's just you can get multiple comic books to get the full story. So like I'm not really up to date on like the new modern superheroes. So yeah. So like I know the old ones and stuff, and the ones from cartoons and stuff. But it's just like they have like the daughtresses of Liberty. I had no idea who they were until now, and the only one I recognized was Invisible Woman from Fantastic Four, and now those people I have no idea. And what the problem is, I pretty much skimmed through them at the beginning, and then realized, wait, I'm reading these comic books too fast. I'm just kind of slow down, just tell you word by word, to actually try to read the whole thing. And so now I kind of have no idea what's going on, but I do get like the basis that Hydra framed Captain America. So I do get that. But yeah. So now this comic book I think has a pretty cool cover. And yeah. So I personally think I'll give this a 3. It says the next one we have. This is a reprint, by the way. This is Incredible Hulk number 1, first print of the Incredible Hulk. You see that he's gray. He would be gray up until I think issue number 2 or issue number 2 and number 4. They switch him to green. They switch him to green because you think he'll pop out more, and it worked. That's all I'm saying. And so I found this it was pretty okay comic book. I didn't mind it. It's kind of like what I thought it would be, so that's why I'll give this one a 3. This next I have the History of the Marvel Universe, number 2. So this is a 6-issue series, but it was very interesting how they did it. So it's not like, so they did this for, I think it was Marvel's 80th anniversary. And it was very clever how they did it, and I say clever because it's not like a timeline like when the characters came out. Like Captain America came out in 1940 something, and then in the 60s you had Iron Man debuted. No, it was like at the beginning, basically it was a timeline of the Marvel universe. So like in the 40s. They say in the 1940s, World War II started at Captain America, Sergeant Fury and Talon Commandos, which debuted in the 60s. So it was like a timeline of that. So basically, once you get in the 40s, it talks about all the Marvel superheroes who, no matter when they debuted, fought in the 1940s setting, or in the 60s. They were stuff like that. So, and in the 60s, they would talk about, or like, or like I meant in the 50s, it said all these weird monsters came to Earth, and mentioning Marvels in the 1950s, and both DC and Marvel and a lot of other comic book companies had a lot of monster comics. So that's what they were talking about. So it's a very interesting series, and I highly recommend that you get it. So it's kind of like a history book for the Marvel universe. So it was very interesting. And yeah, and what else, like at the end of the comic book too, they tell you everything that they referenced so like all the Easter eggs. And I know like, and so, and actually talk about a snippet, each superhero they talked about in that whole thing. So yeah, it was very, very interesting, and I highly I recommend they get this. So that's why I'm like it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. So I'll give this a 4-star review. Okay, so next up, Batman number 298. So this was I kind of say an interesting one. So I got it. It was $25. I don't know why it was $25. Knowing that I got the issue after it, $2.99. I only got that for like $3 or $6. So I think the only reason why this is $25 is probably because it's in really good condition for, I guess, the comic book that age, or there's something else about it that I totally have no idea about. So who knows? I guess. So yeah. So this is a very interesting one. So Batman kind of stumbles upon, I guess, like this group of people who kind of, yeah, I guess, kind of, do human sacrifices, kill people, stuff like that. And so, yeah. So it's a very interesting comic. So it was pretty okay. And I would give this a 4-star review. So this is a reprint. And so if you don't know what this is the first comic book that actually, one of the first comic books that actually deal with the drugs. And so this is a Neil Adams cover. And so this is a reprint of Green Lantern number 85. And so I said Neil Adams, he was like one of the like masters at of drawing comic books. He like he had a lot of superheroes set on the right track. And I mean by the right track was because by like the late 60s, early 70s, basically from all the way through the 50s to the 60s, like the DC superheroes fought a lot of aliens and stuff. So not much like they fought, like every once in a while they might fight like the Joker and stuff, but it was mostly aliens and things. And so he got them back like on the right track, and kind of started tackling, and just by, I guess what I'm trying to say, he kind of got a lot of superheroes on the right track of kind of getting away from all the weird alien stuff and start actually fighting like criminal masterminds kind of thing, more than weird aliens who would be like maybe like in one issue and then never been seen again kind of thing. So he kind of started that, and kind of moving DC away from like alien stuff. But yeah, that's kind of it. So so this was actually, it was a pretty okay comic. The only reason why it's famous and expensive because Neil Adams, he only did Green Lantern for only like 6 or 4 issues. No, 6 to 8 issues. I have 2 of the issues, and one will be coming up in a future review. The other one might be. It kind of depends on stuff. But yeah. So yeah, that's kind of all I have about this one, and I would give this one about a 4-star review. Okay, next I have Black Hawk number 176. So a Black Hawk, um they're actually a pretty forgotten superhero group. So Blackhawks actually had a weird history. They've been around since like the late 30s and early 40s, and they actually went through. It wasn't actually DC at first. It was this other company, and then they got bought out by Quality Comics, who got bought out by DC. Because by the 50s started, it was like the dark ages of comic books, because they were burning a lot of them. So that's why if you find like Golden Age comic books, it's a big thing, because a lot of comic books did not survive the 50s. And so a lot of these companies are struggling. So DC actually went and just bought out a lot of these comic book companies, including, and so what they do, they'll actually see what they all, what all characters they had, and, they kept them going for a little bit, and then they just kind of see who did better and who did worse. And once they did better, they would stay, and all the ones that didn't, they were all, they stopped them all. So, that's how we got, like, Blue Beetle, Shazam, and Blackhawk. So Blackhawk actually lasted up until the late 60s, and then they did a little thing in the 70s and a little thing in the 80s. So they've been around. Basically, they kind of stopped in the 80s, and they did do a little like 12 issue series in the 90s, and ever since then they kind of stopped with Blackhawk. So yeah, sad. But but at the time, in the 60s and 50s, Blackhawk was very popular and things. So yeah. So also DC has announced that they're making a Blackhawk movie. They haven't announced like dates and stuff yet, and as the last time I checked, they're trying to decide if they're gonna have it intertwined, like the Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, Justice League, and all those, and like the Wonder Woman, the DC cinematic universe. So they're trying to kind of figure out, is this going to be kind of like a standalone movie, or are we kind of have it intertwined with things? And Steven Spielberg has actually said, yeah, he will direct it, because Steven Spielberg is actually a Blackhawk fan, and actually tried to make a Blackhawk movie back in the 1980s, but never got off. So he's been wanting to do a Blackhawk movie forever, so yeah. So, get kind of excited. So, yeah, my friend got me hooked on Blackhawk. So, it's actually a really good comic book series. And, yeah. So, this one in particular, I'll give this comic book about a 3-star review. This one I found okay. And I'm trying to remember the stories, but I don't really, because it's been a while since I read this one. But, yeah. And also, this is in a thing called Mylar. And if you have older comic books, I would highly recommend that you put them in Mylar, because, sorry, I got interrupted. Like in every video, as usual. Ha ha ha. Okay, so, yeah, back to this. So Mylar, it's made with acid, it's acid free, unlike these regular bags and stuff. So these eventually, it takes years. They actually start kind of breaking down the comic book, and kind of start disintegrating it. But Mylar doesn't do that, and also, like, museums and stuff use Mylar to keep, like, documents and stuff safe, so, yeah. And so sometimes if you buy, like, this Mylar in particular, when I order it off Amazon, it even said museum grade Mylar, so, yeah. So don't worry, we're almost done. We only have 2 more comic books left. So this is Wonder Twins number 7. And this only lasted 12 issues. It was actually it was actually gonna be 6, but since it's so popular, they actually extended for another 6. So Wonder Twins, they were just made for the Super Friends TV series, And so I grew up watching that all the time. So so when I saw this comic book, I'm like, yes, because the Wonder Twins are actually one of my favorites in the Super Friends TV show. So I was happy when they announced that they're going to have a Wonder Twins comic book coming out. And so it's really good, and it's a good entry level comic. Like, it says it's rated teen, but honestly, like, I don't see why it is. This could be easily rated E for everyone, because it's just, there's like humor. There's really no violence. It's just like how I guess it kind of used to be. No violence, stop punching and stuff, no blood, no gore, and it's funny. So that's what I like about this. It's funny, it's entertaining, and I highly recommend this. So I'll give this one a 5. Same with this one, I'll give it a 5. So here's the last one for today. This is Black Hawk number 191, and so this is an interesting one. And so they had the Molecule Man, but what's so interesting, they have the tails of the Black Hawk emblem, and in the Black Hawk emblem is a Black Hawk. It's in the name, Black Hawk. It's what he's wearing on his chest, a Black Hawk. So, yeah, can't really pretty much the name. And so the mascot is a Black Hawk, and they actually told a story from the bird's point of view, which I found kind of interesting. I don't know what's going on with that. Okay, from the emblem's point of view, the mascot. So that was an interesting story, and the bird is smarter than you think. So yeah. So then the Molecule Man was also a very good story too. So most Black Hawk comics have 3 stories in them. The 2. This one just had 2 big stories, and yeah. See, that's the emblem thing. Yeah. So that's kind of all I have for this one. So I'll give this one a 5-star review. So usually this is the part when I say like the video, please like and subscribe, blah blah. But today I'm kind of going to talk about more of what's coming up. So right now, so the reason why I had this big, at this point it would be a big break. For me, it was only a 3-week break of filming. That's pretty much all it was. For you guys, it's almost like I want to say a month of just no comic book review, but I film a lot of stuff ahead of time. I have everything up until August of this year already filmed and scheduled to go up. And I'm working on September. And also, and also you can see I have the movie review. That's going to be starting up to replace the comic book review once we get to see. It did replace comic book review, and so that will actually get done in December. So depending on comic book review and stuff. So depending how long that goes for, we're actually not going to have an album review as of right now planned until December 30th of this year. So it's a long ways away. But so basically the reason why I had the season finale was because I simply just ran out of comic books to review. There was nothing new coming in due to coronavirus. But now they finally started to get new comic books in. So now I can start making new ones again. And so yeah, see, we only have 2 in the pile. Yay! So we only have 2 in the pile, and also I hope you like that. Usually I just download the photos and just use them. Just go to my gallery, just do screen record. But I realized just use Google Slides. And so that's what I did. I just used it. I just put my laptop, made a Google slide of just all the comic books at the beginning, and it just works perfectly. And I've actually used that for a history video, which goes out in August. It's the day music died. And so that goes out like in August and stuff. So I think from now on, I'm just going to use that for my history videos, and also just for the beginning. And so yeah, we have a lot of interesting comic books coming up. I say interesting because surprisingly, at my comic book store I walked in, they have all these new old comic books. Like, they really restocked during coronavirus. So yeah, hopefully we're going to get some different stuff, because most of the time it's just kind of the exact same series over and over again. But hopefully we're going to get some different, because it's always like either Batman, like every episode has Batman, Blackhawk, Sergeant Fury, or a Simpsons comic, or something Batman related. It's Captain America. It's always the same. So hopefully we're going to start getting some, I guess, like variety in here. And I think we are kind of, depending on the comics coming up in the review. And also in this season that we're actually going to review the first time ever going to be reviewed in this whole show, a Golden Age comic book, which is everything from 1953 and older. So most of the time we just review Silver Age, Bronze Age, and Copper. Silver Age is anything from 1953 to 1971, 72. Bronze Age is from 172 to like a late 80s, and then everything from like 90s till now is the Copper Age. So yeah, we got a lot of interesting stuff coming up. So I hope you like this. So I hope you like this one. And just please leave a like and subscribe if you have any comments, complaints, questions, and just 2 questions. But put out the comments below. And I also want to know, what is your favorite comic book that we reviewed today? And if you have any cool facts about anything I said about the comic books and stuff, like, ooh, this comic book, like, blah blah blah. Or if you like, so let's say you actually own this comic book and you have a cool story about you and you reading it or something like that. It's, basically like any cool stories that you have about these comic books or anything, just put it down in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!